All right, Lauren, so as we talk about the coronavirus pandemic, it is no secret that the U.S. has had a difficult time finding toilet paper for weeks on end due to this crisis. I was at a grocery store the other day. They still don't have it. And while many look for alternatives to TP, they may turn to household items like Kleenex or wet wipes, which can actually wreak havoc on your plumbing. Big no-nos there. So joining us this morning on the phone to talk more is Gary Gray with David Gray Plumbing here in Jacksonville. Good morning to you. And we just want to talk about, some of these issues that could cause problems down the line.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me.
So a lot of people are getting those wet wipes. A lot of people are using those Clorox or the Lysol wipes to wipe down everything, and then they think it's easy, right? You just flush it down. Not necessarily a good idea at all.
No, it's really not. Even the flushable wipes, they say flushable, and it's easy for them to print, but we don't recommend it. Certainly not more than one per flush, and even intermittently if you're going to use it then. Here at David Gray Plumbing, we've got an increase in stoppages due to alternative toilet papers, if you will.
So obviously that keeps you all in business, but that can really add up for somebody that's tight on their money at this time. You don't need to be spending money on an emergency plumbing repair.
Absolutely. We've noticed, due to the virus, we've noticed a decline in business, and as so many other businesses have. But our stoppages have ticked up. But if you do find yourself in a circumstance where you absolutely do not have toilet paper, it's easy to say only use toilet paper. But if you can't get it and you're forced to use an alternative, my recommendation is to flush often. This whole, one flush per use, really needs to go out the window. Yes, it's a little wasteful. I understand. But it's less wasteful than having to call David Gray Plumbing out to take care of a stoppage. That may be, $100 or more dollars, when it's, as opposed to a couple of extra flushes.
And I've got to tell you, Gary, from personal experience, plumbing issues only happen nights, weekends, and holidays, at least for me.
No, you're absolutely right.
Right?
It's Friday afternoon, we're closing up shop and we get an influx of calls, or Sunday at 2 in the morning. It's always the inopportune time.
Mm-hmm. And this is something that might not be a problem right away. It might add up, build up there in your pipes, and you don't know it until it's too late. Not to mention, if you have a septic tank or you're hooked up to the city sewer, it can cause a lot of issues there as well.
You're exactly right. The distance, the immediate stoppages are the ones that get caught on your toilet. But the ones that make it past your toilet but don't make it all the way out to the sewer, because you may have 200 feet from your toilet to the JEA sewer system, or your septic tank. So if it gets caught 50 feet down the line, it's going to take a while to build up, and then it's going to show up, and it may not necessarily be in your toilet. It may be in the lowest drain in the system, which is a tub. Mm-hmm. So it's, again, the toilet paper is what's made for it, but, anything alternative, if absolutely necessary, I do recommend you just flush often so you can push it down the system.
Yeah, and we're going down the list here that you provided of the big no-nos: paper towels, baby wipes, disinfecting wipes, bandages, cotton balls, diapers, feminine products, chemicals, and solvents. Those are things that really need to be put in the trash and disposed of properly.
Yes, because they're all. We've all seen the toilet paper. The paper towel commercials where they advertise that they don't break down in water. Which is exactly what toilet paper is made to do. After you use that one use, you put it in the toilet and then it starts dissolving in water. Everything else you mentioned, on this list, is. It's made to not break down immediately in water, which is a bad thing for your sewer system.
Gary Gray, president of David Gray Plumbing right here in Jacksonville. Thank you for being a good neighbor, and be safe out there.
You're so very welcome, and you too. Thank you.